Welcome to the Science of the Overlap. This video is titled 369 and the full breakdown. I need you guys to pay attention carefully because I'm going to say it like this. A lot of people don't understand this 369 shit, but you're going to understand it on Cosmic Optometry 369, www.ofesferc.com, official First Eye Society, First Eye Research Corporation. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to break it down so we can understand this once and for all and know that you heard it first. So we all understand that, Tesla, and you got to go beyond whatever Tesla spoke about, whatever vortex math you think is going on. You know yourself that all that shit is confusion, except for when you come right here, Cosmic Optometry, you understand what I'm saying? So you have, Tesla broke down, he said if you understand 369, you understand everything in the universe. And if you look at everything as energy, frequency, and vibration, you have to understand the placements are important. So let's think about it now. He said first, energy. Where's energy? Where's the energy coming from? What does that mean, energy? You got to understand that's the 3 placement right here. You understand what I'm saying? Which represents the perpetual twilight plane, the psychoid, the electromagnetic plane, the ether, astral, our father, the vowels. Remember I told you, here's the vowels, here's the consonants, here's the white keys, here's the black keys. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to put that there. You know what I'm saying? So you have the overlapping principle, the overlapping permeating principle of the universal energy, whatever you want to call it, God, the our father. Here we here we stand on holy ground. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of ways to break it down. So you have the life animating force, the 3. You understand what I'm saying? You see that initial point, the first level right there? The building blocks, the 3. You understand what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3. That's dimension. 1, 2, 3. Perpetual twilight plane, the psychoid, the 3. You understand what I'm saying? The immovable, the fixed, not the cardinal and the mutable. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is all broken down. We have to separate the 3 right here. Energy. You understand what I'm saying? So now that we compartmentalize that, we have energy locked in. You understand what I'm saying? The kingdom, the energy right here, the 3. You get what I'm saying? Boom. Now you have, I'm going to break down to you what he said. Then you have people confused. Where do you place vibration and frequency? Do you place vibration by the 9 and no? 3, let me break it down like this. 3, 6, 9, which is really this way, but I'm going to break all that down to you. 3, the energy, the life animating force, everything, that what overlaps the 666 yellow sun grid, beast plane, the physical plane, the material plane. You have spirit, and then you have matter. And everything in between that, you have the highest of spirit and the lowest of matter boxed in. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that on this yellow sun grid, 666 plane represents the vibration. You understand what I'm saying? From the rocks, from the hardest thing to the most fleetest thing. You understand what I'm saying? Vibration. Everything is in vibration on this 666 material plane. So when you see something, it looks like it's still, it's not still, it's moving. Everything is in vibration. You understand what I'm saying? So you have, the hardest thing. You know what I mean? And then you have the most, everything is in vibration right here on the 666 material plane, the meat backbone bag, you know what I'm saying? And what it's given life by what? The 3. The 3 gives life to the 6. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what though? You have to understand that your vibration is determined on your frequency, where 9 comes in. You understand what I'm saying? The frequency of the energy is determined by the vibration. The frequency that you apply on the 666 plane is determined by your connection with the 3. You understand what I'm saying? If you have no connection with the 3, your vibration is going to be here low. You have no frequency. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say maintain your 3 so your 9 is not becoming 6. Maintain your connection with the energy so your frequency is not isolating and going into a lower vibration. Keep your vibration high, connected with the most high. You know what I'm saying? With the most highest vibration. You got the high and you got the most high. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that this is the frequency, the rate and level. You know what I'm saying? The frequency, the oscillating, the movement, activity, and all that stuff. You got right here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what I'm saying? The physical, you know what I'm saying? Boxed in 4, 5, 6, the expressions of that physical. And you got to maintain that or you're going to get hex. 7, you see, once you hit that 9 right here, you got 7, 8, 9. 7 is that rotating G right there, that rotating arrow. And also there's that 7-point star, but I leave that out because I already use right here that 8-point star, which is a fucus or the snake eating his tail, or the star of Melchizedek, which you have no father or no mother. You don't have no physical, paternoster or no magnum mater. You know what I mean? No, you have no physical father and no physical mother. You don't say the paternoster or the magnum mater. None of that. You understand what I'm saying? You go off your own frequency, the Swizzy. You understand what I'm saying? Star of Melchizedek, you have no father, no mother. You go off your own frequency. You go off your own spin, your own Widdershin. You get what I'm saying? The 9 of the 3 determines the 6. Your frequency that you have connection with the Father determines how you're going to move on here. And that's in everything, you know what I'm saying? For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. That's what the Bible says. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. You understand what I'm saying? So on this yellow sun grid material plane, you know what I'm saying? You have vibration. You have from rocks, from what you know what I mean, to the highest, to thoughts and everything. And it's all determined on your frequency. You understand what I'm saying? Your frequency determines how you move, and that your frequency is determined on your connection with the three. You understand what I'm saying? So your energy. So that's when. So you have to understand. This is how Tesla was able to figure out all kinds of stuff. That's how I'm able to break down all this stuff to you. 369 in chess, 369 in the tarot, 369 in zodiac, 369 in tetramorph, 369 in the black sun, 369 in music, 369 in ABCs, 369 in everything. You understand what I'm saying? Because people do not want to recognize that without their meat pack bone bag self, nothing exists without the overlapping principle of the perpetual twilight plane, the psychoid. You understand what I'm saying? The life animating force. And guess what? Your frequency, your connection to this determines your vibration and how many times you're going to get hexed, sexed, and manipulating in the war. You understand what I'm saying? You got to make sure that, because this is always oscillating. It's always oscillating. You know what I'm saying? And between the sharps and the flats, like I told you in music, the sharps and the flats. So you got to understand that when you break this down, and that's why I break this down to a person, and they got the macrocosmic level and the microcosmic in everyday life. You got to protect your energy so your frequency isn't determined by the vibrations around you. You understand what I'm saying? You maintain your frequency by your connection with the three, so you can what? So you can affect the vibration, so you can affect the matter. The spirit affects matter. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that this is the correct 369 map to understand what the fuck is going on around you. You understand what I'm saying? In you and permeating through you and all that. This is not saying to worship God or none of that, but you have to understand when people are acknowledging a higher source or a higher force and all that, yeah, it's true. But the hex sex comes in where you're in religions and all this other different stuff and it's trying to box you into something when it's all determined on your frequency and what you got going on and your connection with the Father, the Our Father plane. You know what I'm saying? Our Father who are in heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that this is the correct breakdown of the 369. You know what I'm saying? And after this, there shouldn't be no confusion. We do that. Yeah, if you're a female, put the 9 up here. If you're a female, put the 9 up here. But we have to protect the Queen of Heaven. You understand what I'm saying? I already have the other breakdown about. I already have this broken down in videos already. You can watch it on YouTube or Instagram. But all together, this is the correct one for everybody, especially men. You get what I'm saying? So understand that there's cause and effect. You understand what I'm saying? And what the frequency of the energy determines the vibration. You understand what I'm saying? So you understand. So when you have to give special acknowledgement to the three. You understand what I'm saying? You have to uphold and make sure that you maintain the connection, because this is Earth. This is what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? And you have the overlapping principle, and we have to make sure that we maintain our connection with the three, or a 9, or a frequency will be determined by the vibration that's going on around. So we brought low, and we be brought from spirit to matter. You know what I'm saying? The lowest vibration. You know what I'm saying? And you have to maintain a high vibration. Don't get siphoned by the 666 material meat pack bone back plane. You know what I'm saying? Maintain your frequency. Maintain your 9, so your 9 has become a 6, and maintain your uphold the 3. Maintain the connection to the 3. You know what I'm saying? Science of the overlap. www.ofesferc.com.